if you sort of look back at your career and how it all started and then pick out some of the highlights, so you said as a boy you were going to...
Yeah, well I said at the age of 13 I think I started training at Spurs, a bit less than they do now, sort of 2 days a week, so like a Tuesday and a Thursday, and then funny enough I got picked up by a Coventry scout in the school holidays, and they, ironically it was at Hale End where Arsenal's academy now is, so there was a London-based scout and he got ex-players like Gary Thompson and Tom Mings and quite a few London boys, so in the school holidays I used to train as well at Coventry. Come to leaving school when I was 16, Spurs, which was always my love, would said, look, we can't offer you a contract but you can come back and train, but my dad had already been offered an apprenticeship by Coventry, so off I went up the M1 and that's how I started. And then,
so from Coventry, you then did get to Tottenham, no?
Yes, right. Yeah, it was first year at Coventry. Well, got to 18 and I signed my first year pro contract, and that year in 86-87, Coventry won that first ever Cup final, probably their last, I think, if we look at the way current procedures are. So I was involved in that. Had about 40 odd games that year. Second year, I got in the under-21s and a few clubs were after me. I think I could have earned probably bigger money at Derby at the time when Sir Robert Maxwell was there. But my love was Tottenham. I wanted to go back, and I didn't want to miss the opportunity. So Terry Venables brought me back there in 80. I think 89. I went there.
So as a youngster who sat on the terraces of White Hart Lane, you then get bought by your club of your boyhood support. It must be an amazing feeling.
Yeah, it's just, do you know what though, when you're 19 and you go back, you don't appreciate it. Only when you're older you sort of reflect back and you think, crikey, I used to stand on the shelf and watch Spurs and cheer. I remember the gloves I used to wear all the time, so yeah, to go back and play it was great, but I think a lot of ex-footballers tell you it's a bit of a haze sometimes when you're a footballer. You sort of live in a bubble and it's boom, it's gone before you know it.
You played over 160 games for Tottenham.
Yeah, I think more than that. I think, yeah, I'm sure I was there 5 years, so I had a decent 5 years. Had a couple of injuries, but generally I'd make me 30-40 games a year, which is is not bad really. Had one run in Europe after the FA Cup win, so yeah, I've experienced quite a bit of Tottenham, and it's probably the most successful part of my career and leaving them really. And if I tell you, I left them I left for more money at the time, which was probably the worst advice I've ever had, because as soon as I left I knew I'd made a mistake, but to get back after you leave a big club is never that easy, and I was still striving for that but never quite got there again.
Well, you left Tottenham to Ipswich?
Yeah, believe it or not, yeah, because what happened was John Lyle was, the great John Lyle, he was sacked by West Ham and he come to work for Spurs for a year as I think it was in Europe, as a international technical director, and then he went to Ipswich and I think he got him up, and then the next year he come in for me and I was out of contract, and I wanted to stay at Tottenham, but it was agents get involved and trying to save a few more money, and they dug the reels in the end I got an offer that at the time I couldn't turn down. I went, but that's my only regrets. I shouldn't have regrets, but that's probably my only regret, leaving a team that I supported all my life.
So does that sort of say that if you support a team, you give them the heart? And
no, but you know when you're talking Tottenham here, and there was a massive club, and there's no disrespect to Ipswich, it was a step down for me, but you have to look at your financial thing for your family, and you have to weigh up the whole situation. At the time I said, okay, well it's the right move for us as a family, but in your heart and in your head, I didn't really want to leave, but that's the only regret I've got.
And looking forward now to Tottenham now, when you look at them as a club,
I think the fans just want a bit of stability, to be honest. And it's over the last few years, I think when Harry Redknapp was there, he got as near as you're going to get. I think they played some good, exciting football. He left for whatever reasons, we'll never know. And then last year they invested a lot of money, but no one really see the rewards last year. I think they're trying to build up from the bottom, get a good youth policy again, because if you look over the years and that, there's definitely not been enough youngsters coming through for whatever reason, and I think they're looking to do that. But when you spend 100 million, you expect results, and as you know, football now it's so demanding. And I think because they got beat by their top four rivals and took a couple of beatings, that sort of knee-jerked a few response in it, which we all see now. And a lot of Spurs fans, they want to play the Spurs way, which you do, and all want attractive football. But at the end of the day, you want to win some trophies, and I want to be sitting there with my children at Wembley or European Champions Final, watching Spurs pick up trophies. That's what it's all about.
Talking about picking up trophies, how did you feel last Sunday when Arsenal picked up their first trophy after 9 years?
As a Spurs fan, you don't want to do well, but I've got your older hands up there. They've done fantastically well over the years, and they Champions League for how many years, and finally win another trophy. I love the way they play football, from being honest. They play it the right way. The only thing for them missing was not winning a trophy, and they've done it now. So, unfortunately, they might get even stronger in the next couple of years, which is not good for a Spurs fan. But all credit to them. They're a good side.
Yeah, and what you say is correct. I think once you get that first trophy, especially as this young team got a trophy, surely they must probably will gain huge confidence from that and move forward.
Yeah, they've got some good players, haven't they? I mean, to keep getting in the top four is it's not easy these days. They've got more and more teams battling for it. Top six, but they've been there for 14 years, 16 years now. So yeah, take my hats off them too. I know Robbo being here telling me, the Arsenal, and yeah, of course I do. But I wish that was Spurs. But sometimes you have to give a team credit when it's deserved.
And looking forward to the World Cup now. What do you fancy? How do you think? What are your views on the squad that's been picked?
I think he's done the right way. I think he's gone for the youngsters who've suddenly, say a year ago, we was all worrying on that, but all these youngsters have proven themselves to be quite good and in good form. Whether it's too early at this stage, we'll never know, and it's a cup competition, so anything can happen. But I think they'll be all the better for the experience. I think we've got some good players in there, some talented players. I'm a little bit more confident than I was a year ago, so I think we have a good chance. Need a bit of luck, of course, but I don't think you can look further than the big boys, can you? Brazil and Argentina for me would be the ones that would stick out in my mind, but we just never know, do you? But I think it'd be a good World Cup.
How far do you think we can go?
Semis, I think. Yeah, semis.
You've gone further than anyone we've spoken to today.
Really?
Quarters, I think, is the furthest we've got to so far.
You never know, and it all depends on how you get in the group stage and who you draw on that quarter-final one. But I think, yeah.
I mean, I think the fact that there's so many youngsters in there who will play a bit like Michael Owen played in his famous World Cup when he scored without any sort of pressure could help us.
I think we've got a lot more energy in the side now. I mean, modern day football, you need legs and people can get about the pitch. We've got some good footballers who look after the ball well, and it's just, can they perform on the day and the nerves, and need that little bit of luck that we all need as a footballer. But yeah, got to be positive. I think they've got a chance. I think people will still be wary of us. It's on the day, isn't it?